Right, our number here, as I say, 087 77 11 103, with 60% of the food served to the public being meat-free and 80% sourced locally. The Paris Olympic Games are setting a new standard for environmental sustainability. Foie gras, steak tartare, all sort of frogs' legs and snails and all sorts of things you get in France. It doesn't look like they're going to be happening. Let's talk to Sandra Higgins, Managing Director at Go Vegan World, who's on the line with us now. Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Zachary.
Good morning. So people are not going to have their whatever is traditionally had in France at these Olympics. It's going more vegan. Would that be it in that amount?
It is. The aim is to reduce emissions by half, and to serve up to 60% of meals are to be plant-based. So they're to be commended on this. It's very urgent that we take this action to transition to a plant-based food system. So this is a wonderful move and a brave move.
So it's less to do with animal welfare, is it, and more to do with the environment?
In this particular instance, yes, it's more to do with the environment. Although if you read the report in detail, they do mention that in the egg industry, male chicks are killed at 1 day old, because obviously males don't lay eggs, so they're they can't profit from them in the egg industry. Go Vegan World is an animal rights organisation. We will promote that part of being vegan, people eat a plant-based diet for animal rights reasons. But right now, this topic about the Olympics is about a plant-based diet for environmental reasons. But that coalesces very nicely into human rights, because it's a human right to have a safe and healthy environment. And the most destructive human activity at the moment is our food system, which emits about a quarter to a third of total emissions. Up to 28% of those emissions come from animal agriculture. It's a very wasteful system that uses 70% of fresh water and yet pollutes 80% of our river and lakes, uses almost 80% of farmland and yet only produces 18% of the calories. So it's very destructive, and a move to a plant-based system is very urgent.
Right, yeah, people enjoy their food, and they enjoy how they get it, and they say, well, that's it. That's one of the pleasures of living on this planet. But I take your point about the damage being done. Athletes...
Yeah, you see, it's all right to say that we enjoy what we have right now, but you can't just live in a way that forgets and neglects about everybody else. The animals whose rights are violated, who are bred into this planet to be slaughtered, but also the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren that we leave behind, who are going to be facing very, very difficult living circumstances. The scientists are already panicking at the rate of climate change and environmental destruction. So, we're prioritising pleasure right now, and we're selling our future down the tubes, where we won't be able to grow any food at all.
Now, I was just going to say about athletes. I don't know what their diet demands are. Presumably there's some carbs to keep themselves going, but also protein to build themselves up. So how does that fit into a vegan diet?
It fits very well, actually. A vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all stages of life. So, the standard diet includes foods that are fortified, and people are used to getting their nutrition from a diet that includes animal products. You might have to put a little bit more thought into it if you're eating 100% plant diet. But it actually has many health benefits, and some studies that show that it has health benefits for athletes. So they have better cardiovascular health, and they have better performance and recovery rates. So nutritionists and dietitians have been involved in the production of the plant-based menu at the Olympics. So the athletes' diets are very well catered for, and if anybody does a little bit of research, you'll find that there are a number of very famous athletes. I mean, some of them one of them there, Carl Lewis, won 9 Olympic gold medals, athletes who eat 100% plant diet. Patrick Babubian, Germany strongman, he's vegan, he eats 100% plant diet. So it gives you precisely all the nutrition that we need. It's a myth that you can only get the nutrition that you need, the micronutrients and the protein from plant-based, from animal foods. I mean, if you think of a large animal like a cow or a bull, they eat a plant-based diet. They eat grass and they're artificially fed grain, but primarily their diet is grass. So we're the same. We can function very well on a 100% plant diet, and it has many nutritional benefits for us at all stages of life, for athletes, for pregnant women, for children.
Yeah,
you just need to do a little bit of research to make sure that you get.
I'm just wondering about attitude is a big thing for athletes. They don't like anything changing. I mean, they're on the trajectory to be taking part in their event, and they don't like any wobbles of anything to take them off that, a disruption to their routine of what time they train at and what sort of stuff they do during the day. And I'm just wondering how receptive they've been to certain foods only being available, that maybe there's other ones that they rely on are not going to be available, that it might psychologically put them off in a way.
Well, if you read the report issued by the Paris Olympics 2020, you'll find that there are different categories of people that they're targeting this at. So it's up to 60% of animal products will be replaced by plant products for members of the public. And there are other categories of people who are volunteering, and then there are the athletes themselves. So nobody's being forced to eat 100% plant diet. Nobody's being forced to do this, but the plant-based foods are presented in a very attractive way, as any decent chef can do, and they're being highlighted, and people are encouraged to do the ethical thing.
Very good. Okay, good to talk to you, Sandra. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Sandra Higgins there, Managing Director of Go Vegan World. So